afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to our Reflections Live. Slight technical issue that we were just addressing, but all seems to be stable and we're back online. So once again, it's good to be back with you all this week. And today I have the amazing Zukile Vokwana with me. As we have been sharing with you throughout the week, he's a serial entrepreneur, a property investor. He's also a cash flow game expert, and he's been investing in businesses and property for many years. So I'm very honored to have him with me today. So welcome, Zukile. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Candice.
Awesome. So I think, Zukile, let's just make sure that everyone is connected with us. So if you can just give me a few moments so that we can just give people an opportunity just to connect, and I can just make sure I've got all my devices connected here. So that will just take a few minutes. Thank you, Pamela. I see you've already joined us. That's awesome. So let me just connect all of that. Awesome. So just a few minutes. So how are you doing, Zukile?
I'm very well. I'm feeling very good indeed. At this time of the day, from morning right up until the afternoon, I'm always at my best. But if you catch me at night, you will not get my best. You'll get a second me.
Okay, so you are a morning person, it seems, eh?
I'm an absolute morning person.
Yes, Zukile, you know, I wish I could say I was a morning person. I actually have most of my energy from late afternoon into the evening, so I can work until very late. But you know, getting married, I've had to try and adapt that schedule a little bit.
Yeah, you have got to do all those. All those are your responsibilities.
Yes, I'm managing. Awesome. So I think we're connected now. Everything seems to be up. So great stuff. Everyone, thanks for joining us. And once again, just remember that if you've got any questions, please do post your questions in the chat box and your comments. So as you are aware, our theme for July is building your wealth. And I'm very excited, as I said, to have Zukile with me today. I've known Zukile now for a couple of weeks, and I can tell you that in this short period of time that I've known him, there's so much of knowledge that I have already gained from him in the area of investing. We also do our property pick cash flow games with him, so I'll be sharing a little bit more on that a little bit later. But yeah, I was very excited to have him with me. So Zukile, I think I just want to hand over to you, and if you can maybe just please tell our audience just a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Thank you, Candice. I'm an ordinary South African like everyone else. Born of human flesh and everything, you know, everything that everyone has ever undergone, I've done it. No different at all. My probably only claim to fame is that I started being serious about investing when I got married. And thanks to the woman I married, she most definitely made me to be what I am. She wanted a place. She did not want to live in any other place, but she was very, very specific what she wants. And all that I had to do was to oblige. Yes, madam. Yes, my darling, it shall be done. And it got done. So I attribute everything to being compliant, basically. And I've never looked back. And rather than complaining that, no, I'm being pushed around, the demands are a lot, I just said, what is it that I can learn from this? What can I make? Taking, for instance, the first apartment that we bought, we lived in, after she had chosen that this is the place she wants us to live in initially, and I decided to go into it full force, studying it, knowing the neighborhood, the prices, and everything else. That's what started it all. Having secured that, I just felt that, gee, this, I have enjoyed it. This was most enjoyable. I can do more of this. And I started doing many others. So thank you to that woman for pushing me the way she did.
Awesome. So no, that's, I mean, that's awesome. And it's always awesome to hear when you've got a strong and solid woman behind you that's also motivating you and encouraging you, you know, to move in the right direction. So well done to her. But what's very interesting about your story, Zukile, is that you say you started investing in property when you bought your first property deal. So initially you were looking for a place to stay in. And of course, having gone through the journey in looking for the good property, you became very excited about property. And that's how you really started expanding your portfolio from there onwards.
Absolutely.
So you were
Absolutely.
still in full-time employment, Zukile?
I was in full-time employment. I was employed like many people, and I was enjoying my salary because when I finished schooling, that's all I wanted to do. I really wanted to be employed and earn mega salaries, just like everyone else. Many people do.
Yes. Now, what I want to find out from you, Zukile, so obviously you've built a significant property portfolio to date, and we understand that your journey started, you know, about 30 odd years ago. But I want to ask you, how did you get into your first investment property? So this is now, you've already purchased your personal residence, and now you moved into your next deal. So how did you move into that next deal? So how did you actually acquire and purchase that property? Did you use your own funds? Did you use the bank's money? How did you get into that next deal?
The next deal, what we had to do is to use the very same salary. The salary that I was earning, which we call ordinary income, and therefore it was converting that ordinary income and put up a deposit for another apartment. And that's all we did. It was to put up that deposit and the bank financed the rest. And of course, we had to have a little bit more for the conveyancing fees and all that, which was not as high as the deposit, of course. And we've never looked back since then. And at that stage, because once again, my wife had said, no, the deposit or the down payment must be high. She insisted on 25%. It must be the quarter. I did not like that idea. And she said, because it's going to be much more manageable if we put down 25%. I said, but all that we're required is to put down 10%. She said, no. Let's do it this way. I will say, okay, sweetheart, I will oblige once again. And it was such a pleasure having put down because it was much more affordable. But of course, I've long departed from that now that I think I know better. But initially, that 25%, it was good, such that I would recommend it to any other person because it does not put you under pressure at all. But now I don't use 25% anymore.
Awesome. So Zukile, I think let's just acknowledge some people. So we've got our friend Leroy. He's just sending a shout out to the both of us. So thanks, Leroy, for joining. Also, we've got we've got Ronaldo, we've got Dee. So thanks everyone for joining us. It's good to see you all. Once again, just for those of you who joined us, just remember if you've got any questions and comments for Zukile or for myself, please do put it in the chat box and we'll attend to those questions right at the end. So Zukile, so what's very interesting is you say that when you started your journey, you used your salary income, and that's how you were able to go into that next deal. And I think sometimes people have this illusion that in order to become a property investor, you need to have access to a huge amount of capital in order to get into that first deal. And that's not true, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's a no, 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 no. The financial institutions, the bank, they are ready to give you money so that you can make money for yourself. They would put down 90% of the property. 90% of the property they would put down, they would fund it so that you can make money for yourself. In fact, it's only the property portfolio that I know that will give you so much money. Why are they doing like that? It's because a property is fixed, one, and then two, there are lots of people looking for a place to stay at this point in time. Not only in South Africa, but my understanding is all over the world. So for a place to stay, the financial institutions, especially in South Africa and the developed world, they are willing to do that. So if you are looking for something to do, starting to invest, take your own salary and look into the property market. And I guess Candice then will be able to help further from there onwards. So I was just talking about property only, just using it as the entrance. Once you are in there, there are many others that you can explore.
Yes, so that's awesome. So Zukile, tell us a little bit about those others that you believe we can explore. But I think before we get into that, so just a few things that I just want to highlight from what you've just said here. So definitely one way to build our wealth is definitely through property. But of course, we need to make sure that we get the right type of knowledge and information so that we are able to make the right decisions as far as investing into those deals are concerned. Okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what changed for you in terms of when you got started? Because you said in the beginning you used to put down some deposit, and of course your situation has changed since then. What has brought about the significant change in terms of how you do investing today? So what was really the game changer for you in terms of making better investment decisions?
The game changer for me was Robert Kiyosaki with his first book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I was devouring that book like you cannot believe it. I must have read it 3 times. The second time that I was reading it, I just wanted to be sure that whether it's correct, what I understood out of that book. And yes, indeed, second time I understood, third time I say, now let me read it with full confidence that I understand what is in this book. And shortly thereafter, he released his cash flow game. And it's that cash flow game that changed me fundamentally. And that made me to be aware that there are other asset categories that I can enter into using property as that leverage. And those other categories that I got introduced to was the stock market, which in our case is represented by the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. The businesses themselves, I've been working in businesses throughout, and it became much, much clearer for me that I can actually invest in any other business that's listed, whether listed or not, that I'm interested in. And that was really, really good indeed. And then the other one, it was the commodities, which is gold and silver. That's the one that I'm really not represented as much, but in this COVID, I am really drilling into it, because by the time COVID is over, I do want to be well represented in that asset category.
Awesome. And I think, Zukile, the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad was really a game changer for all of us. I mean, personally, I've also read the book myself. And, I continue to follow Robert Kiyosaki's teachings and strategies, in terms of how he educates us in the area of property and also across the other asset classes. So definitely a game changer there. And I think what really excited me about the book initially was when I discovered that there's an opportunity to invest in property where I'm able to get, you know, some either large sums of money that I can generate through some strategies, and the other one, of course, also where you are able to put in place, you know, additional profit income through your rental property. So that really excited me, and I obviously wanted to also learn more about, you know, how to do it the Rich Dad way, and you know, also got myself educated in that area, so that I'm able to make better decisions as far as investing is concerned. So I think for those of you who are listening out there, as Zukile also mentioned earlier on, that it's important for us to make sure that we get the right type of knowledge when it comes to investing in any of the asset classes that you may be considering today. So just remember that that's important. There are many good organizations out there who really provide some good education across the different asset classes. And as part of reflections, what we're going to be sharing with you soon is actually where you are able to tap into some of those learnings so that you can also start expanding your portfolios across the different asset classes. So that's really great. Now, Zukile, I want to ask you, so I know that you are also an entrepreneur. So I also know that you've got multiple businesses in place. Now, I want to ask you, if you already have, you know, multiple properties in place, why are you still pursuing other streams of income? Why are you doing that?
For me, it has become a game. It's a game that I enjoy. When you enjoy a game, be it a game of tennis, be it a game of soccer, you want to keep playing, because as long as you play it, you feel fulfilled. You feel that your being in this universe, it is definitely worthwhile. So the more money I can make, it makes me feel quite good indeed, especially because many people, all that they want a job. So if I can be of assistance and give them a job, I will actually be fulfilling my obligation as well. But if I can have more people assisting me as well in terms of gobbling up all these opportunities, wow, why not? This country needs more entrepreneurs and not less. So
for sure,
that's why I keep going.
Yes, awesome. And I mean, that's so important. And I think, you know, especially in today's time, you can no longer depend on one stream of income or one source of income. It's important for us to put in place multiple streams of income, you know, as we are also building our wealth and securing our financial future. So, and I think, you know, I'm getting used to the terminology where you keep saying that investing is a game. And I think the more I play the cash flow game, and, you know, the more I realize that it is actually, you know, a game, and it's fun, and you can make it fun. So I think for people out there, they've heard us talk about the cash flow game, and maybe we can just share a little bit more on the cash flow game. And, you know, just for those of you who don't know, we actually started playing the cash flow game with Zukile through one of my other businesses, which is called Property Pick. I'm the co-founder of the business. And we agreed with Zukile that we really want to, you know, educate people out there in the areas of investing. And in playing this game, you know, it is a way for you to sharpen your skills and really just to understand that there are different asset classes out there, and that there are different options that one needs to consider as far as investing is concerned. Of course, if you want to get down to the technical detail, you need to make sure you get the knowledge in those areas. But it's really been a fun experience. And I think, Zukile, just before we move on to some questions, just once again, share with people why you believe it is important for them to actually join us on this cash flow game, because I will make the details available to those of them who would like to join us. But if you can just share with them why you believe it is important for every single person listening to us today to actually join us on this cash flow game every week.
Wonderful. Before I do that, let me finish the point that I had made earlier. The richest person in this universe, his name is Jeff Bezos. He's worth about $172 billion. And when you convert $172 billion, you multiply that by, let's say, 18 or 17 rands, you come up with 3.2 trillion trillion rands. That's the richest man. And he's still going strong. He's 56 years of age and still going strong. And I'm not any closer to a billionaire. So why should I stop? I will never stop. He is showing me that you can keep on going as long as you want to. The oldest man who's there, Warren Buffett, he's about 90, somewhere there. He's the chairperson of a conglomerate. And at that stage, he's still going strong. He's still investing. So why would I stop when I'm far younger than that one? And then this leads to your next question of why should people be playing cash flow? It has proven over and over again. If what we're talking about sounds like theory, sounds like far-fetched, try and play cash flow. You will play it once and you'll be convinced that this is a game and this is easy. You too can do it. People are not very fond of reading most of the time, but when they do it themselves, which is exactly what they will do on cash flow, playing it and seeing all those tactics, how to accumulate money and how to utilize other asset categories, put all those together to make more money and afford to buy more properties and more businesses and buy appropriate shares and all that. All those combined, they give you firepower. So the cash flow game just does not talk about it, it demonstrates it. You will see it, you will do it yourself. Many of the people, they would just play it once and they would see exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe because I'm talking too much, you may not understand what I'm saying, but try and play cash flow. You will understand everything that I was trying to say, and even better, if not more.
Yes, no, for sure, Zukile. I definitely agree with you there. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can really hear the excitement there. And I promise you, we've been playing the game with him now for a couple of weeks, and it has definitely sharpened my investing skills as well. I mean, I'm now looking at asset classes that I didn't even consider before. So it really does open your eyes to a lot of other opportunities. And as Zukile said, that there's really no limit in us achieving financial success. So it really just depends on you, the individual. So do you just want to be comfortable, or do you want to go all the way? And if you have got big dreams and if you have got big goals, then of course you are going to make sure that you go all the way and you find different ways and different investment strategies that can actually help you to achieve those goals. So awesome, Zukile. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I just want to check and see. I just want to ask everyone out there, if you've got any comments or any questions for us, please do remember to share it in the chat box. I don't see anything at this stage. I know there's always a bit of a delay, but if you do have, just share that with us. And I think, Zukile, maybe just some last words from your side. So if you had to give advice to someone who's out there, they haven't started investing in any of the asset classes yet, what would your advice be to them today in terms of getting started?
My advice is that we are in a bad situation at this point in time as the country as well as the world. This pandemic that is engulfing us is unprecedented. It has never happened before, and it's already producing lots of casualties. Companies are retrenching, companies are closing down, people are losing jobs, and therefore to be dependent on other people, it's no longer a choice. You have got to depend on yourself, one, and then two, you have got to educate yourself. And therefore the cash flow game is just one avenue so that you can take your own fate into your hands. Not depend on government, not depend on other people and all that. Understand it for yourself. Start doing it yourself. Read the rules of the game, practice cash flow. That's like exercising and getting yourself ready when you do it in real life, so that when you get in there and doing the actual game, you already know how to go about it. The onus and the duty is on you. It's no longer on any other person. As the president said when he was ushering us into level 3 of this pandemic, he said, now it's in your hands. And most definitely, now accumulating wealth is in your hands. It's not in the hands of government. It's not in the hands of big business. It's not in the hands of any other person. It's in your hands. And my belief is that especially the people that you represent, Candice, most certainly women, they are energy. They can multitask. Unlike us men, we can only do one thing at a time. Introduce the second one and the third one. Oh my goodness, we get lost and we bungle. Women, they can do all those simultaneously. So ladies, my sisters and everyone, I encourage you. It must not depend on any other person. Let it depend on you. You know yourself. Whenever times have been tough and you had to depend on yourself, you have been able to pull it through by and large. This time is no different. Everything that you have been going through has been preparing you for this moment, for this eventuality. Just have the confidence in yourself that you can do it. Through cash flow, we will assist you to show you how. And then Candice will take you further then. Because there are certain things that I won't be able to do on cash flow, like some of the calculations, how they are done, whether property is good or not. I will not have the time to do that. But Candice, in her own time, she'll be able to take you through exactly how that should be done. It can be done by everyone, basically. It's just the determination. You must just trust yourself. Trust yourself, everything. And remember, we are in the age of technology now. This game is technological. Many of the formulas are done for you. So those are the formulas that Candice will explain to you, that in that formula, this is what is embedded. So many of the things are done for you. So all that you do, here's a car, it's an automatic car, you get into it, you drive, put it in the gear and move. That's how cash flow goes. As long as you are determined that you'll be focused, you will look straight on the road as you drive this automatic. It will certainly get you where you want to go.
Awesome. Wow, that was great encouragement there, Zukile. So thank you so much. And I think really, women who are out there, are women entrepreneurs, one of my passions is really to equip and empower you also across, different investment strategies. And I think it's so important for you right now to make sure that you surround yourself with the right people. And, joining us on the cash flow game, you also get to surround yourself with like-minded people and the right people. And it also becomes an opportunity for you to learn and to grow. And of course, I'm always sharing with you information, and sometimes I offer some free webinars. So please do join me on those to educate yourself, to equip yourself in the areas of business and property. And of course, we're going to be introducing some other areas as well. So just stay close to the fire, stay connected to us. And for those of you who are interested in joining us for the next cash flow game, please send us your email address to info@propertypick.co.za. So I will be putting it into the chat box. But if you would like to join us and really learn how to also sharpen your skills and your knowledge in the areas of investing, come and join Property Pick, myself, Leroy Slava, as well as Zukile. Come and join us next week. We're also going to be sharing with you. So some of you are at a place now where you are looking for ways of really growing your income, and we are going to be sharing some ways with you in terms of how you can grow your income. So yes, we've spoken about property, but there are different other ways, many other streams that you are able to explore that can help you, generate another stream of income. So come and join us next week. We will be sharing some more information in terms of how you can actually get involved across some of those strategies. So just remember, send us your email address on info@propertypick.co.za. And if you do have any questions, if I may have missed some of your questions, you can leave them in the box. And then, of course, I'll make sure that I respond to those questions during the course of the day. But Zukile, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. I think it's good for our women entrepreneurs to also hear from yourself and all your sharing that you did with us today and the encouragement there. So thanks for that. We really do appreciate it, and I appreciate your time. And yeah, so thank you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon, Zukile.
Wonderful. Thanks, Candice, and thanks for what you do for this country. And what I like is that you are not only doing it for women only, though that's the most important one, because when you empower a woman, you empower the nation, but you do it for other people as well through your property pick interest. Well done. We need more people like you, and I hope that there will be more of the women who will grow up to be like you as well. We need thousands, if not millions of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Zukile. Appreciate that. And yeah, God bless you. And then we'll catch up soon.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, Zukile. Keep well.
Bye-bye.